This is Hamster-Saurus Rex, Chapter 9. If you want to see the other chapters, go and watch the videos for them. And I post chapters almost every day, so come back for the next ones. So let's get into it. I can't believe she wants me to be the tuna police too, said Dylan, glaring at the back of Martha Cheery's head in the cafeteria line. She thinks she knows everything. With all the mayhem and sneezing at home, I'd forgotten to pack a lunch like normal. Hey, did you ever get a look at the Coach Wiki's office for Hamster-Saurus Rex? Asked Dylan. He's not in there, I said with a shrug. It was true, technically. That didn't make me feel much better for deceiving my best friend. His office had a bunch of weird dietary supplements and loose socks. Sounds about right, said Dylan. Too bad. Let me know if you want any help looking for him. I'd love to find him before Martha does. Beat her at her own game. I wanted to tell her everything. Actually, Hamster-Saurus Rex is what, said Dylan. Is probably long gone by now. I like to think he hitched a ride on a train bound for parts unknown. Maybe he's out there riding the rails on a great land of ours. Staring up at us at the Hamster-Saurus Rex growled. Dylan stared at me. Sorry, I said. Breakfast tuna. In the cafeteria line, I picked up an extra hamburger for Hammy Rex. I put the tray down on the table beside Dylan's. Then I pretended I forgot the mustard so I could sneak off. I ducked behind a stack of chairs and waited until I was sure nobody was watching. All right, pal, I said, stuffing the hamburger into my pocket for him to gobble. Here's lunch, but I've got to make it. 3 bites and Hamster-Saurus Rex was already gone and whining for more. Last, I said. I went back through the line again. Can I have another hamburger, please? I said to Judy, the lunch lady. I've got quite an appetite, son, said Judy, dropping one on my tray. Actually, can you make it 3 extra hamburgers? I said, trying to bulk up for the little Mr. and Miss Muscles I flexed. Looks like you need it, she said, and she served me 2 more hamburgers. I sat down at Dylan's table. You know what, I said, now I forgot ketchup. I leaped up, carrying a stack of hamburgers. Wait, Sam, called Dylan after me. If you're feeling sick to your stomach, maybe eating 5 hamburgers isn't the greatest idea. I pretended I didn't hear her and hid behind the stack of chairs again. I stuffed 3 more hamburgers into my pocket for Hamster-Saurus Rex. He scarfed them, but still wanted more. I went back through the line and asked Judy for another hamburger. Legally, said Judy, I'm not allowed to serve one kid 6 hamburgers. Please, I said, I forgot to eat breakfast. I thought you ate tuna for breakfast, said Tina Gomez, who was getting a fruit cup. The tuna was a pre-breakfast snack, I said, to tide me over until lunch. Son, that makes absolutely no sense, said Judy, but she gradually served me 1 more hamburger. Hamster-Saurus Rex was more than happy to eat it. His appetite seemed to defy the laws of physics, but at last the little guy seemed satisfied. He growled and nuzzled my hand and poked his head out of my pocket and looked around the cafeteria. Low profile, I said, gently pushing him back down with my finger. I finished my own lunch just before the bell rang. Dylan looked at me funny the whole time. The rest of the day passed pretty uneventfully. Hamster-Saurus Rex was full and kept quiet. He didn't fling me around the side of the pocket anymore either. I realized that the key to preventing him from going berserk was keeping him fed. As long as he wasn't hungry, he stayed calm. Pleasant evening, simple enough. After school, I made my way to the library, waiting for my mom to pick me up. I gave it a minute, and then I offered up some excuses to the librarian. My excuse count was off the charts these days, and I snuck off to my locker to deploy the second phase of my plan. The hallway was totally empty. Perfect. I reached into my backpack and pulled out 2 bags of sand I brought from my mom's garden. I emptied the sand in the bottom of my locker. Then I pulled out more set dressing, dozens of toy dinosaurs, and some plastic palm trees from an old fish tank I had, one of several hairless pets that didn't quite work out. Rip Gilliam Shakespeare's. Last of all, I tapped a picture I'd drawn of an exploding volcano to the inside of my locker as a backdrop, and all the illustrations I'd seen in books. It seemed that dinosaurs loved hanging out around exploding volcanoes, also in meteor showers. When I was done, I had created a miniature prehistoric landscape inside my locker. All right, pal, I said, Hamster-Saurus Rex, taking him out of my pocket and gently placing him into the locker. This is where you'll be staying the night. I figured that since you're half dinosaur, maybe this would make you feel at home. Hamster-Saurus Rex looked around. He looked at me, his lip pulled back in a weird little smile. I smiled back. He cuddled next to the plastic Parasaurolophus and gurgled. I'll take that as a yes, I said. See you tomorrow, my friend. I stopped down and kissed him on top of the head. I may seem like a tough guy, but I'm actually pretty in touch with my emotions. I shut my locker door. Who were you just talking to? Said Beaver, stepping out from behind the water fountain, little ways down the hall. Nobody, I said, my heart racing. Just my geometry book. You kiss your geometry book good night? Yeah, I love geometry. I shrugged. I may seem like a little tough guy, but I'm actually pretty in touch with my... Shut your mouth. Shut it. Martha Jr.'s in there, isn't he? Said Beaver. I got F's on every homework assignment this week, and I'm pretty sure it's because the brain injury you gave me. You're probably fine, I said. Quiet down. How many pasta salads am I holding up? What are you even talking about? He said. Shoved me aside. Come on, Beaver, you don't need to do that. Let's go to the vending machine. I'll buy you some Funcho flavor. Beaver threw open my locker with a clang inside of the Creatorus hamster habitat, but there was no sign of Hamster-Saurus Rex. Beaver looked around confused and angry. His only emotion. You made a dinosaur playland in your locker, he said with disgust. Yep, I said. I'm probably a dumb baby. Ha, only a dumb baby would do something like, Beaver said, trailing off, annoyed, and I'd beaten him to it. Sam, if you're lying to me about the hamster thing, you aren't going to do so well. We stared at each other for a moment, and I gulped. What I mean is, I'm going to beat you up, explained Beaver. Yeah, no, I definitely got that, I said. Good, said Beaver, poking me hard in the chest. Then he pointed at my wrist, at his waist, mouthed the words, clear belt, and turned to walk away. Seriously, Beaver, I said, I have no idea where Hamster-Saurus Rex is, and I didn't. That's the end of Chapter 9. If you want to see Chapter 10, come back next time, and like and subscribe. Thank you.